First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Khan, KSG for giving us this opportunity to come here and interact with you all. आप सबसे मिलने का, आप सबसे बात करने का मौका मिल रहा है और this is so wonderful and so amazing and we are really, really indebted to all of you. Thank you so much. आगे जाने से पहले, before talking about this examination per se, I would like to dwell upon some things which probably are beyond the three words called the IAS. We are all here, and most of you, I guess, would be civil service aspirants, and all looking for these three words, after your name, IAS, Indian Administrative Service. But when we look at, the picture, in a comprehensive context, the whole story does start, it actually exists beyond these three words, Indian Administrative Service. The day which, today when we look at our country, in the time that we're living today, it's a country with both contradictions as well as convergences. When you look at the world today, it's both a world of contradictions as well as convergences. So on one hand, we have huge challenges, and on the other hand, we have large opportunities. Okay. Now, the balance of these challenges and opportunities is such that, the only deciding factor here is the fulcrum, in how we hold it, how we handle it. As I was in the concluding remarks, Khan sir was telling you, I could hear it while I was coming in, that, on one side you have challenges, on the other side you have the opportunities. Now it's up to you, whether you give more weightage to these opportunities or more weightage to the challenges. Okay. In Sanskrit, we often hear something called yatha drishti tatha srishti, right? So that's very true here. That worldview is very true here as well. जिस तरह का हमारा नजरिया है, जिस तरीके का हमारा सोचने का ढंग है, हमारी सामने जो चीजें हैं वो वैसी ही दिखती हैं. अगर मैं एक नेगेटिव इंसान हूँ, अगर मैं मनफी सोच रखता हूँ, सो मेरे सामने कभी भी कोई अच्छाई, कोई गुडनेस दिखेगी नहीं. अगर मैं हमेशा if I'm cynical by heart, तो मुझे कभी भी किसी भी चीज में होप नहीं दिखेगी. I'll always find despair, I'll always find hopelessness. लेकिन अगर मुझ में optimism है, if I have positivity, if I have passion, so अगर बड़ा सा कितना भी chaos हो, कितना भी pandemonium हो, कितनी भी बड़ी problems हो, मुझे उन सारी problems में कहीं ना कहीं वो silver lining दिखेगी. वो silver lining दिखेगी जो मेरे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा रास्ता बन सकता है. As we all know that Steve Jobs was the founder of Apple, okay, the great Apple that we eat every day with our handsome house, right? Yes. So when he started Apple, there was a lot of creativity, a lot of innovativeness, that he had put into it. A lot of his heart had gone into it, in designing the hardware, in designing the software of Apple computers. So a lot of creativity had gone into it. We are seeing even the word, font, and everything. Somehow that was inspired by whatever he used to do. But then a stage came when Apple wanted to expand. It wanted to expand itself. It wanted to increase its production capacities. For that, it needed investment. Okay, so naturally it was looking for investors, so it got some investors. Now when somebody is investing in your company, they also get some voting rights, they also get some management rights, okay? Decision making rights. Then what happened was a situation arose at one point of time that Steve Jobs was actually fired from the company he had himself set up, he had himself created. Okay. So what he says in that video, which I would definitely like all of you to watch it once, he says that when I was thrown out of Apple, I found myself devastated. I found myself straight on the road. मुझे पता नहीं था कि पहले 5-6 महीनों में मैं करूँगा क्या? What should I do? Okay. Then he said, amidst all this chaos, amidst all this pandemonium, there was still one silver lining. There was still one good thing. And that was, I still love to do what I did. Okay? That my heart was in the work I used to do. It was this passion that drove Steve Jobs again. And he not only started a couple of companies more, but after some time, he was invited back into Apple. And when he came back into Apple, and after that, we all know, rest is history. He took Apple to such a wonderful level that today we take pride in having a product of Apple with us in our pocket or at our home. Okay, that is the kind of passion. This is the value of having a passion. Is the value of loving what you want to do. So that also goes to all of us. Whether we are aspiring to become civil servants, whether we are aspiring to be teachers, to be doctors, to be engineers, to be entrepreneurs, to be academicians, to be scholars, or whatever. The first and foremost thing that that has to be there is the passion. Is the passion for what we want to do. Is the passion for what we want to achieve. Okay, and it becomes even more stronger. It becomes even more important for a country like India, and that too for a service like civil services. So, as an aspirant, the whole journey, it should start, by having this passion for the service. It should come if it has not come already.